Alrighty, guys. Today is Easter Sunday. It is April 5th, 2026. And we've had a couple of questions. I know we've touched on it a bunch of times about solar, so I figured I would give a really boring, in-depth, with a bunch of numbers solar discussion. And we'll talk a little bit about the EV that we got, and we'll kind of talk to kind of how the system works. So we have three different sets of panels. Total, we have 27 panels that are in three different banks of 9. I believe they're 440 watt panels. So all four of those panels are connected to all of the stuff on the side of the house. So those panels at max peak, they are rated for 10.7 kilowatts of power. So all of the wiring for the solar all comes in here. This is the IQ combiner, and it combines the solar and the batteries, and it's kind of a main fixing point for all of the random wires. And then this is kind of the brains behind the piece. So this controls the combiner, and I've got 4 of the 5P batteries, so we have 20 kilowatts of total battery. And for the most part, the house can run off of the batteries. There are some times where if you've got, again, this is an all-electric house, so there are times where we have multiple high-draw appliances running at the same time, and sometimes they'll either burn through the battery quickly or will wind up pulling some power off the grid in order to kind of keep on top of that. So the grid it doesn't have to like hard fail over to the grid or hard fail back from the grid, but what it does is it kind of steps over to the grid or steps over to the panels depending on what's happening. So in the morning, as the sun comes up, assuming there's still battery left, you can kind of watch the panels come online, and the panels partially power the house. The battery powers the other half of the house until it goes all the way to the panels, and then once there's excess from the panels, it goes and it charges the batteries. So we've got our SoCal Edison meter here, and that connects underground all the way up to this pole here, and our electric service comes in. We do have 200 amp service, which is pretty standard for residential stuff in Southern California, and all of our solar stuff lives there. So when Amy and I originally were speccing out this house, I spent a lot of time looking at a bunch of numbers, and we specced the solar for an EV. So I apologize, there's some bugs on the EV, but we wound up getting the 2026 Toyota BZ, or Beyond Zero. It is a 100% electric car, so it is a true EV, all battery. It has a 47 kilowatt traction battery, and then it also has a small 12 volt accessory battery that kind of powers some things. I actually wired and added this myself. This is the Enphase, so it's the same brand and the same ecosystem as the rest of all of our solar equipment. So we had a conduit, a Smurf tube, put throughout the house to the main panel so I could wire this afterwards. It's actually code in California as of the 2024 electrical code that all new homes in California have to be wired for EVs in the garage. So, and basically what that looks like. All Alrighty, I got my tablet here, and hopefully this shows up. But here is the Enphase app, and within the Enphase app, we have the grid, we have our solar production, we have our battery usage, and then we have what we're exporting and then what we're charging. So what charged to the batteries that we just looked at outside. Now, in addition to that, because we have the EV in here, and the EV2 talks to via the network. They're on the same network. They talk over either Wi-Fi or Ethernet, depending on how you install it. But in the middle here, it breaks out the house consumption from EV consumption. So when you throw over to live view, one of the things that was the key selling factor for this particular charger for me is you can set it up in green mode, green energy or green charging mode, and it will basically, every 30 seconds, the charger will talk to the controller and find out how much excess power is being produced by the panels, and then only put the amount of power that's excess onto the car. So if you look right here, right now, hopefully this shows up, we are producing 7.9 kilowatts are coming out of the panels. And if I click this little thing here, the house is only using 1.1, and the rest of the 6.3 is going into the car. The batteries down here at the bottom, these are the batteries that are on the side of the house. Because their charge state up here is at 100, those guys are idle right now. Idle because it's not being charged, and also it's not providing power to the house. And then there's a little bit left over here. This 0.5 kilowatts is exporting. So because of the way electricity works, you can't send all of the power to the car. There are, I think this particular model, this is rated, it's a 60 amp breaker. It's 48, 60 amp breaker, 48 amps continuous, but it has, I believe, 1 amp steps. So it can step up or step down its charging in 1 amp steps. And then the car also has a minimum, I believe it's 1.4 kilowatts being pushed to it as a minimum charge amount. So 1.4 is roughly what you would get from a level 1 or level 1 charger, basically plugged into a 110 outlet. It's very, very low power. So if we look in here, we'll kind of come back to the app real quick, and we can look at the energy. This is the power from today, and you can see where as the sun came up, the green on the top is power that was getting used from the battery. The orange on the bottom here overnight is power that the house was using. And then as the sun comes up, this blue spike is this blue arc is where the solar generation is coming in. All of the green arc down at the bottom is charging of the batteries. That's the 20 kilowatts of battery that's on the wall outside. We did a little bit of export, and then the car started charging. So that's what this kind of yellow, darker orange loop here is it's showing that excess solar production and that excess essentially what we're pushing to the car. So really quick, I don't think, maybe I can get some screenshots of the app for the car. I don't have the app on my tablet, and it'll show you we've put somewhere in the neighborhood of about 200 kilowatt hours of power. maybe I can even pull that up on this. Yeah, let me pull up for the year. And if I look at EV, yeah, we're right at 199.9 kilowatt hours that we've put on the car. So the 200 kilowatt hours this car runs, the average that I'm seeing, we're kind of in some mountainous territory. We're about 3 miles per kilowatt. So the 200 kilowatts that we've put on this car is essentially 600 miles worth of free driving. So, that's 600 miles of gas that we didn't buy. And, here in Southern California, diesel just hit $8. And, as of this recording, a gallon of unleaded, if you pay by a credit card, you're looking at probably about 5.40 or 5.50 a gallon. So, obviously the car and insurance payment is a cost, but the driving it for essentially free is very, I don't know. It's we're very happy with kind of the situation that we're in here with the electric, essentially excess solar production going into the car. So that probably about wraps this up. So hopefully you guys answered some questions, or maybe created some more questions for you. But feel free to shoot me a text or leave a comment if you have questions on our setup. Bye.